Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video we will discuss another use case, business use case, that in which scenario we have to pass some parameters from Dataverse form or model driven app forms to JavaScript function. Okay, so let us understand some use case, then at the end of the video you can understand what is the real use case of the passing parameter from form to JavaScript. So let us take a scenario. First is, let's say this is my customer record, and in this customer form we have a contact method field, right? This field value is a choice field, and there are some other fields like email, follow-up email, and etc. in the contact preference. My requirement is whenever contact method is email, then I want to hide this email, right? Else if it is any, I want to enable this or display this, right? So how we can do in the JavaScript? It is very simple. So let us create the JavaScript function. Let me create a new JavaScript. Let me type a function, let's say toggle field visibility. Okay, so we need to pass the execution context because we are trying to interact with the form fields, right? So declare a variable here, let's say execution context, and here you need to write down the variable to extract the form context. So form context equal to execution context dot get form context, right? Dot get form context. Now using get form context, using this form context object, I can hide it, right? So first get the variable of get the field value of the contact method, right? So write down for selected contact method equal to, I can use the form context using get attribute. I can get the value form context dot get attribute, and inside that I need to pass the logical name. What is the logical name? Let me check in the level of application. Click on the logical name so that it will display all the logical names. So this is the preferred contact method, so I can copy and go to here, preferred contact method dot get value. Okay, next I want to write down a if condition. If selected contact method equal to I can define the option set. If it is any visible, if it is email visible, if it is any, hide it, right? So let me go to the level up and click on the option set, show option set value, and copy the preferred method of contact. 1 means any, so I can use 1 for any, and 2 for email. I think 2 for email. So let me write down here, if it is 2, that means give a comment here, email. If it is email, I want to hide the email field, right? So use the form context again to hide fields. Form context dot get control, and inside that pass the logical name of the email field. What is the logical name of the email field? So I can go here and check that. So this is the email field, so copy this, do not email, and in the do not email, get control dot set visible equal to false, right? So if it is email, it is true, right? Visible true, else I want to hide it. So I can copy this and paste here, and visible false. For any it will be visible false. Now I have done my JavaScript, so let me save it as a JavaScript file so that I can create a web resource. I'll give a name, let's say contact underscore custom script. So here I am trying to upload the contact script that I have created. So copy this. So I can copy this and paste here. I am keeping the same name everywhere. Now once the JavaScript web resource is created, what I can do, I can go to the entity form. Let me just clear this logical name. Yes. Now go here in the form. This is the entity form. Now here I want to call that function on change of this value. So click on the contact method and go to the event. On change, add event handler. Here you can select the library. If the library is not associate first. Go to the JavaScript and add the library and search your function name, I mean the library name, JavaScript file name, and then go to the event and add event handler. This JavaScript is associated, and here you have to need to use the function name. What is the function name? The function name is toggle field visibility. So paste here, and enable is clicked. Now here pass execution context as first parameter. You need to enable this because we are capturing here the execution context as the first parameter, and taking help of execution context we are interacting with form fields, right? Now once it is done, you can save. Now this use case, comma separated list of parameters that will be passed to the function, I will come to after this, right? Because we have to identify a use case for this. It's not just that displaying the demo will work. So if it is required, we will do that. So click on done, and but we do not need any comma separated extra parameters to the function. Okay, just the execution context we are passing. Click on done, save and publish. Now once saved and published, I can test this. Let me test first, then we will change the use case with some additional CR. Okay, once it is saved and published, I can test this. Let me go to the customer form and refresh this. Because the form JavaScript is published, I can now test the form. So let me go to the form and go to the details section. In the details tab, there is a contact method. Now contact method currently is any. Now let me switch to email. If it is email, then it is displaying. If I will switch to any, the email is hidden. You see guys, as I have not called on the form load, it was by default displaying, but when I selected any, the email field was hidden, right? That is what we are expecting on change of this value. Now there is another change, that whenever it is any, I want to hide follow-up email field also. So how can I hide that? Either I can change my JavaScript here to add that field like this. So let me copy this and use the other. So here I want to use. So here I want to use the second The second is called as where is that one? Let me go here and check that what is the logical name. The logical name is follow-up email, so I can copy. Follow-up email is done, so do not bulk email. So let me copy and paste here in the JavaScript. Okay, now once it is done, I can save and publish this. I'll just directly control S, and which will save it. I'll go to the web resource and update this. So click on this web resource and click on edit and choose the same file to publish. So once it is published, click on publish first. Once it is uploaded, you have to publish it. Now once it is published, I can test now. So let me go to here and press Ctrl+Shift+R. Now by default on the form load, it will display everything, right? So if you go to the details, it is showing email and follow-up email. But when you select email, it will be no change. But when you click any, I am expecting the email field and follow-up email should be hidden. So click on email or any. Yes, for any, the both field is hidden. Let me check any and email. No, follow-up email is not hidden. So let me check what happened. I think we have not updated. Yes, this one needs to be updated as false so that it will be hidden. So let me go to the web resource and update it. Any small change or small mistake in the JavaScript will break your code. So click on publish. Now it is published. I can now test this in the customer form. So I am expecting that if any is selected, this email field and follow-up email should be hidden. So click on email and just change to any, right? Now follow-up email is still displaying. Let me check. I think it is the bulk email. Let me click on any and click on email. Right, bulk email. So I have used bulk email field. So email and bulk email should be hidden. So if you click on any, email and bulk email is hidden, right? So it is expected. As per our code, it is working fine. But the point here is, if the business changes the requirement multiple times, it is always a hard time to go to the code, update the JavaScript, update the web resource, publish the web resource, and then so many things we need to follow, right? So for this type of changes, we can pass the configurable columns to the function as a parameter, so that if any changes in the requirement happens, you just need to change the parameters, but the function will never be changed. Okay, for that scenario, we need to use parameter to be passed. So how we can do that? Let me go to the form, and in the event handler, the execution context is passed, plus the fields I will pass as a comma parameter, comma separated. So copy this. Let's say I want to pass do not email. So let me copy this do not email and pass it here. and next I want to pass and second parameter I want to pass do not bulk email. Okay, and this I want to keep in the array. Okay, so that whenever I keep adding multiple columns with their logical names with comma separated as an array, dynamically I can read all the items in the array and process it. So click on done and save and publish. So I need to change my code also. So in the code, as we have passed a array parameter, so in the second parameter use a placeholder to store the parameters passed as a array, right? Now here what we can do, we can use a for loop to process it. Let me use a for loop. I have written a for loop here, so let me use it here. So for count 0, count smaller than fields, let's say fields is the parameter which contains the array parameter. So fields dot length count plus plus form context dot get control and fields not equal to null form context dot get control set visible false. Okay, so this set visible should be done through condition, right? So this is the condition we need to write. So here we need to write so if the selected contact method is email, read each field mentioned in the array and set visible true, else set visible false. Okay, so just reset the, just delete this and clean up the brackets. So this bracket will be for loop and this bracket is for, so this is if else is done and we have two brackets needed and this, so this is final. So what this will do, it will dynamically read the array parameters, passed from the form, and through the for loop it will check the condition and hide the controls. So save it. So the way we have written that, as soon as you keep adding more fields on the comma separated parameter, it will do the dynamic. No need to change the JavaScript multiple times. Now save it and go to the form or go to the web resource to edit it and publish this. Now once it is published, I can test here. can go here and refresh this. Now here we have already passed the fields as 2 fields. I want to hide it. That will be processed in the JavaScript, right? So do not email and do not bulk email. So let me check, go to the details, and let me, so this is the email field and this is the bulk email. So I want to hide this, so click on email and click on any. You see both is hidden, which was previously we have done. But now what we will do, I want to hide follow-up email also. So follow-up email is, what is the logical name of follow-up email? Let us check. So this is the follow-up email. Let me copy and pass here. So I don't need to update JavaScript anymore. I will just add the parameter here and click on done, save and publish. Now this extra parameter I have passed as a comma separated value will also be hidden because my reusable JavaScript component. So consecutively email, follow-up email and bulk email will be hidden. So let us check once it is published. So the comma separated parameters to be passed is a very important scenario for this kind of requirements. So let me refresh it. So once we refresh, let me go to the details and check this. Let me switch to email and switch to any. So expecting that email, follow-up email, bulk email will be hidden. You see guys, everything is hidden. So I did not need to update the JavaScript for this scenario. I just use the parameters and my work is done.